Hello, everybody. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that button, tell a neighbor, friend, colleague, anyone who you think might like the podcast. Have you ever wondered the importance that adults play in kids' lives? That is the topic we are diving into today, hanging around, and we'll get into a weekly recap. So stick around and let's jump into it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, hanging around, staying with us. And for today's episode of Lessons with Dad, we're going to jump into weekly recap first here. Need my morning coffee to get me going here a little bit this morning. But all right, weekly recap. Man, I don't know. That saying, years go fast, but the days seem to drag out. That is really true. Seems like every week I'm making a new episode and figuring out what we're doing. And a lot of times, episodes, I try to plan episodes out, but they just kind of like happen throughout the week. So, and I want to give a weekly recap. So it's hard to like make episodes ahead of time. But I usually end up making the episodes at, I don't know, 4:35 in the morning when everyone's still sleeping in my house. But my son Carter finished basketball finally. He started in middle of October and had his last basketball tournament this weekend. It was a really good experience, and he's ready for a break. I think we're all ready for just a little break, but basketball being my favorite sport, like it's hard, but now he finished basketball Saturday, played his first baseball game Sunday, and we'll get into that a little more. But that's what kind of sparked this episode. I'm recording Monday morning, but it'll air Wednesday. But went well. Um, Ended up he wanted to sell some sports cards because he went through last year and priced out every single sports cards. We have a box priced out our slabs at, as you can see, some gaps up here that actually kids in the rummage sale, he did pretty well. And he learned some lessons, and that's going to be on my Wisco Card Kid 1 selling sports cards. But he sold some Friday to a kid that hung out for a couple hours who knew what he was doing, and it was a really good learning experience for Carter to do it. And then we were going to do it Saturday morning again, but then, man, then the girls saw people setting up and they wanted to dance. So it turned out then they brought a bunch of their stuff and threw it on the couch and wanted to. So rummage sales start at 8 in the morning typically. And at 7:30 in the morning, our house was running around collecting all of their stuff they no longer wanted and throwing it on the couch to have a rummage sale. So we ended up having a pop up last minute rummage sale from 8 to 11 because then Carter had to get ready for his basketball tournament and stuff in the weekend. We had to run a couple errands, get a couple things done. But I mean, overall, we made a couple $100 and half was cards and half was stuff. So we did good on the card front, or decent, I would say. And they sold and got rid of some of their stuff. And then my wife was able to post some stuff on Marketplace on Facebook and sell some of the other stuff since it was out. She just took pictures, posted it, and some people came and picked it up. So I guess all in all, worked well, got rid of stuff, made a little money on the side, and learned some lessons along the way. So hence the, I guess, lessons with dad, but it was lessons at a rummage sale or garage sale or whatever. But that was good. This week, what do we have? Open gyms are starting already for basketball. I told Carter he could take a week off just to focus on baseball and get that stuff going. Tonight, Monday, we have baseball practice, and I'm going straight from baseball. Gonna do a kid swap and take my daughter to the girls' open gym and work on some fundamentals of dribbling, shooting, and stuff like that. And the varsity coach said I could take some of the younger girls since they probably won't be playing pickup games and stuff, but work on some of the fundamental stuff and ball handling, shooting form, some of that stuff. But all right, so for today's episode, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like the impact of yesterday during the baseball game. I was thinking the impact that a coach has on kids, but I don't. want to specifically just think of it as a coach because it's more than just coaches. It's like the adults that are in front of them leading a young group of uh, kids, teenagers, young adults, whatever it may be, that the impact that they have on them. Thinking of teaching, thinking of coaching, thinking of parenting, thinking of just being like a youth mentor or something. Like what got me thinking about this was yesterday we had our first baseball game. I um the team was in a hard spot. They didn't have a coach that was going to coach them. So they sent an email out to parents asking if anyone would coach. And I I know baseball. I played baseball till I was 15 years old, but I don't know the fundamentals of baseball like I know basketball. Like basketball, if their shooting form is off, defense, like I know like how to be strategic, how, like things to do with basketball because that was my sport that I played through college. Baseball, on the other hand, is a different game for me. I haven't played it for 20 years. And really, the only reason I follow baseball or have gotten back into baseball is because of sports cards. But um, I said I would help coach and I would do all setting up I would do all the clerical work. I would set up the game, schedule practices, do all of that. But I need somebody else who can like correct fundamentals, throwing, hitting, pitching, whatever it is. Like I can look at it and be like, that swing does not look right, but I have no idea how to correct it. And besides, keep your head on the ball, swing. Like I, that's about it. And so, one of my colleagues who also teaches at my school, she played college softball. She's coached high school softball, college softball. She's been at all the levels, and I know she wasn't currently doing it like coaching right now, and she just has a newborn. But I said, hey, if you're around this summer, like, what are you doing? Would you be interested in helping coach my son's baseball team? Thankfully, she said yes. And this team, so it's I guess it would be the travel B team, but we're more like B minus slash C team. So scheduling, I was like, hey, we're like a B team at best, but more like a C team or whatever. So walk in and my son Carter, he was on the A team, which is probably like A minus B plus, like top team in the air in our district, but it when you go around to other teams, it's probably more like a B plus team, not a true A team. So this B team that my son made after tryouts, which I have my own thoughts about how tryouts and things are, but that's here no there. He didn't make it. Um, and she said yes. The first practice, man, kids they couldn't throw it to the player. They couldn't catch and squeeze the ball. They couldn't get grounders. And I was like, oh man, this could be a really long season. And um like just continuing to show up, be there for the kids, work on the fundamentals of the pivot, drop and things I didn't know. Like so this coach not having a child on the team coming because she loves the sport and working with the kids and her energy, enthusiasm. Like you can see the kids and the team picking up on it, showing up with energy and playing our first game. It was like a ball gets hit to the outfield, being able to hit the cutoff man, lining the cutoff man up, throwing it into second. And so instead of double, they only get a single and not throwing it over their heads and things like that. And um, just her love of the sport and energy is contagious. When kids do make a mistake, it's not, I mean, they're held accountable. But at the same time, it's met with encouragement and helping them fix it and how we're going to get them to where they need to be and what we're going to do to get them there. And I think that's a big thing is like at this age, like they're going to make mistakes. How are they going to learn from their mistakes? You need to embrace them, but then also help show them. Like you got to meet, coming from the classroom, you got to meet their learning styles. Like, are you talking them through them so they're learning auditorially? Are you showing them so they're a visual learner? It's almost like the I do, we do, you do step, but put into sports along the baseball field and like having them do it and practicing it so that way it becomes a routine play. I know you can't simulate everything that's going to happen in a game, but then just staying positive that there's no greater thing. She is there for the kids. Like she has no stake in the game. Her sole purpose is to make this team better. And that was really evident in the game yesterday. And I sent her a really big thank you type because selfishly, I know that coaching baseball is not my strong suit. I went out and found somebody who could help the team, but more importantly, selfishly help my son, who's part of that team, get better. And I told my son going in, this team only won one game last year. They won yesterday, 11-0. The team was ecstatic. Were making, we already won as many games as last year. And it's like, yeah, but let's keep it rolling. Like, don't be happy, enjoy the win, but don't be satisfied. Like, still have things to build off of. And I told my son going into it, I know it stinks. Everybody wants to make the top team. But for him to be the best baseball player he can be, I think this is the best place for him right now. I mean, he's on a 12U team. So, sixth grade team. He has many more years if he's going to continue baseball. And I have told my son, I think his sport, if he put in the time and effort, he could be better at baseball than basketball. He's better at basketball because he puts time and effort into basketball. Once baseball season is over, besides playing catch every once in a while, he doesn't pick a bat up for 5, 6 months. So, but he's got to want it. He's got to want it in his heart. He's got to want it and try and work at it. So, um, the other thing, like staying positive, like being there, staying positive, embracing the mistakes, let them learning through those mistakes, demonstrating the proper way to do drills and thing. My son played on a basketball team and a new team, and I thought it'd be great to have a new coach and everything. And he made a comment. One, I, as a dad coaching, I think I learned that one of the biggest things we can do is show up for our kids. Like I thought I wasn't doing my dad job if my dad duties job, whatever you want to call it. It's not a job, it's a privilege. Um, that if I didn't coach his team. And I think what I found out watching basketball this last time is I don't have to be on the bench. And I think I learned too, I'm not doing my son any favors if I am on the bench. I am his safe person, and he comes to me, and his demeanor was different without me being on the bench. So I think as I'm reflecting, I'm learning that I probably will not be on the bench to help to coach his basketball team. Now, if he wants feedback, I will be more than happy to talk with him after the game, give him, but um, he was just a different player with a different demeanor and not going to his safe person, me whining, complaining, talking about it and things like that. So I don't think me being on the bench is helping him be the best basketball player, but more important, human and individual teammate he can be with me being on the bench. So another interesting comment he made after the game was I asked him like what the difference of demeanor was, and he's like, "Well, it's just when coaches recognize, even if you make an error or something, the effort that you are trying and that you don't." Because I mean, no kid sets out and says, "Hey, let me go make this mistake," and let me. But at the same time, it's, are you going to make a mistake and how are you going to handle that mistake? Are you going to just stop and pout and put your head down while they go in for a layup or throw your error to the next base or whatever. It's like, hey, but they encourage and like, no, we're trying our hardest, but like help correct us. Now, in sports, if you make mistake, like if you compound a mistake with another mistake and another mistake, you probably need to come out for a little bit and realize like, hey, I just need to reset, clear my head and things like that. But I think it's also coaches understanding the effort players are putting in and getting that out there. But um I think whether coaches, parents, and I think that's why teachers in a classroom have such a big impact too, is just like the coach I was talking about who has no stake in the game, she continues to show up. She doesn't have a kid on the team. She's showing up for them each and every day, practice, games, whatever, cages, whatever it might be. And I think the kids respect that for them, for her showing up for them and doing that. So I think that's why teachers also have a big impact. That's why parents, like, one thing I learned, like, just show up for your kid. Be there. It doesn't have to be me sitting on the bench. Showing up day after day in front of my classroom is earning their respect and knowing, hey, tomorrow when they come in, no matter what's happening at home and things like that, I will be there for them. So I just wanted to kind of cap off this episode by talking about the impact that the different adults can have that I've seen firsthand, especially at the youth baseball level yesterday, youth basketball level over my last couple years. Like, coaches make a big impact. Kids are learning and watching and everything we do. So just remember that. Go make a difference. Thanks for tuning in for this Lesson with Dads episode. And don't forget, always surviving the chaos while collecting wisdom. Don't forget to tell a neighbor, friend, anybody to like, subscribe, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining us. Go make it a great week.